This is 10 questions. We'll get the jackets. I got Naws on the line today. Melodic producing duo from Nottingham, Matt and Andy. Cheers, guys, for getting on.
Pleasure.
Hi, cheers.
First question, where did the name Naws come from?
So it's quite an interesting story, this one. So before we were called Naws, we were called Eggplant, which came from...
a drunken evening.
Yeah, a drunken evening in the pub. And we were asked by a label
Sakura.
whether or not we would consider releasing under a different alias. Yeah. So we came up with a different name. And the name Naws, it actually means vibe in Welsh. I'm half Welsh. Matthew is 100% Welsh. So it just sort of fit. My wife will tell you that she chose the name because she'd Googled it and found it, but I'm pretty sure I Googled it at the same time, and I'm sure you Googled it at the same time. And so, yeah, it's a bit of contention there, but yeah, that's where it came from.
That's the story.
It's a cool name. It's a cool name, to be honest. Like, it just kind of does jump off the page a bit. Like, it's kind of unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There is another Naws, unfortunately, out there, but they've got like 100 monthly listeners, so.
Yeah, okay.
we always just come to the top of the search.
Yeah. That's good. It's good. Eggplant. I can see why they might have asked for a change there.
Yeah. We just, when we started, like, we didn't think, we were just having fun, right? And we still are.
Sure, yeah.
And so we were out. We was like, let's have a go at doing this show. What should we call ourselves? Let's call ourselves Eggplant. And then we started getting kind of serious. And so
how long are you at it then? Like, were you kind of individually producing and then kind of came together? Or like, what's the
we've been. I produced for a number of years in various different bits of software and different doors. Matt had done some bits and pieces as well previously, and then it was just really, I think, during the back end of COVID, we sort of came together. We'd known each other for 10, 11, 12 yeyears, I think, and then we just sort of said, well, why don't we give this a go and have a crack at doing it together?
Yeah, that was it.
So
do you have productions out like under your own like aliases too?
No.
Well, like Andy said, we both dabbled before but never released anything. Like, I started when I was a teenager with an Atari ST and had outboard keyboards and stuff like that, and then I had a big like gap, and then like these days it's a lower barrier to entry in terms of money, you know. So you can have all this great stuff, and we're older, so we can afford more things, and cracking on now.
Yeah, and I started.
Yeah, I watched your studio tour.
All right, cheers.
YouTube, I was watching that. It's good. I like what you're doing with YouTube. It's cool with the different cameras too, like the flow kind of. It reminds me of Against the Clock.
Yeah, we've got another video coming out, and I was just showing Andy. I was editing it today. Actually, it's a more in-depth studio thing. And when we built this, we took footage from the minute we put the building up. So we've got footage of every single step. So that's going to come out in the next week or so.
Yeah, that's cool, because I saw I think Bound to Divide did a kind of a thing showing how he made his garden shed kind of studio thing as well.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, but no, that's cool. Let's get into question 2. Favorite electronic track of all time?
Oh, so I'll go first on this one. So my personal favorite electronic track of all time, I think, would be Halcyon On and On by Orbital. It's an absolute banger. I think it's about 8 minutes long, but it uses the same sample that's in Opus 3 Fine Day, which was another great track that I loved growing up. So, absolutely love that. That's by far my favorite tune.
I was thinking about this, and it's hard to choose, but I think one of the ones that's kind of inspired me a lot is William Orbit's Adagio for strings. It's a pretty old track now, but it's more in the trance vibe. But of course, Melodic House has got a lot of roots back to trance.
That's iconic too. Like, that's from the Platoon soundtrack, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah,
it's in Platoon.
We kind of met William Orbit, didn't we, at Deep a couple of years back?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Well, yeah.
But we were too sort of starstruck to say no.
We're like,
so we were dancing next to him, and then afterwards we DM'd him on Instagram, and to be fair, he came back to us as a really friendly guy.
Yeah,
so
lovely guy.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's I mean, that's 2 good picks there, but that like Adagio for strings, like that's insane. Like I mean, that's hairs in the back of your neck every time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we search for in our music. You know, we always start with like a heavy chord based background, and if that's not giving us the vibes, then we'll park it. You know, so it's always about trying to find that kind of emotion.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Your own track you're most proud of?
Well, we're proud of all of them. We chatted about this, but I think we agreed that it's one that's not released just yet. It's not got a date. We're just waiting to get it scheduled, and it's a collaboration with Leo Wood. So really looking for that to come out.
Yeah, so she does a lot of work with Marsh.
Nice.
So we've collaborated with her, and I guess for me, it's probably one that we're most proud of because we started it in the old studio, which was literally a garden shed.
Yeah.
It was a totally different tune called Weekender.
Right.
And then we did a second version of it, which was slightly different.
Yeah.
Instrumental. And then we melded the 2 versions together and took both bits from both that we liked.
Mm.
And then we got the vocal, and then we took it back into the studio and worked on it further to fit it around the vocal, and then we've gone through the feedback loop with it countless times. So now it's just out there with labels. So.
Well, in fact, the story of one of the labels we were with, I won't mention it, but they thought it was so good. They've and I hope it really is. That they put it forward on our behalf to Anjuna. So
we're awaiting a response.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
that
that
goes for a long time. But I'm just happy that happened. You know. You know, if Anjuna don't want it, then no problem. You know.
Yeah.
I could send you an email there now with the subject line Anjuna, and you'll freak.
Don't do that.
Just set up a fake email, Anjuna123@gmail. No, that's great. That's great, though, guys. I was going to say that your most recent track, I was listening to Storm.
Oh yeah,
there's a female vocal on that also.
Yes, it is. That's not a particularly fancy vocalist. That's a sample. It's something we've kind of changed it quite a lot. But that upcoming track that you just mentioned, how would the process work there? Did you set out a guide vocal that you sent? Or did you give like full control? Like, here's the track, do what you want on top, kind of thing. We kind of do what you want, track on top.
The latter,
yeah. And I think I would say the goal often, Andy, is like you want to send something out to a vocalist, so they're going to go, I like this, but I've got space, you know.
Yeah.
We got another few vocalists working for us at the minute, waiting for stuff. We just sent them. Something we thought was cool. It's nowhere near a finished track, but it's enough for them to okay, I can see how a melody could go on top of this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then we'll take it back. And there's another one we're working on at the moment. We'd sent to a vocalist, and he'd come back to us with the vocal. And then after that, we said, well, maybe the lead doesn't quite work. So we've gone back and we've redone the lead on it. So.
Yeah. Meshing kind of two of them together.
Meshing it together. So
you got to keep an open mind because it's collaboration at the end of the day, isn't it? You want that person you're working with to have a lot of creative influence. So.
No, that's good. And I guess gives them freedom too, like because someone I guess might not want to sing a certain thing or it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how it works. So if you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be? Blank check. Can I? You're going to send them an email and you're going to get a response in 10 minutes. Like you're not going to wait around forever.
I'd say a vocalist I'd quite like to work with would be Julia Church. I love her voice and her songwriting. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where's she known from, Matt? Like, what's the history there? Like,
So she's on a lot of tracks, most notably recently some Prana tracks. So she sung a track called Lullaby, which is really amazing.
Yeah, it's an incredible track.
And what's the other one? Heart in My Hand?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the artist is there, but that's another absolutely amazing song that's out there right now.
Yeah, and I would say for me, probably a bit more out there, but one of my favourite vocalists, Beth Gibbons from Portishead, because she's got such a unique sound. So if it was like a bucket list, who would you want to work with? I think she'd be really cool.
Yeah. Jeez, and if I had one extra, it would be Sophie Barker, who was the singer, often collaborated with a group called 07. She would be amazing to work with.
Yeah. That's another cool thing about these questions is kind of send you down rabbit holes. Like, I have Portishead, obviously, it's a good pick, but the other two I gotta search up and listen to.
Yeah, check out 07. They're absolutely amazing. They're more down tempo. They haven't released anything for a little while, but they're really good.
You know what's crazy? What you can do now with like stem extraction.
Oh yeah,
you could actually go to a Portishead song, extract her voice,
lay
it on top just for fun, like but the problem with it is though, like it's fun to do, but the end goal is not really there because it's like you could put it out in SoundCloud or something, but
or you could play.
You want to get a proper track out, like it's kind of a bit of a time waste. Okay, so favorite YouTube channel outside of your own? I know you guys are your YouTube channel is growing quickly. You're putting a lot of focus over there, but outside of your own channel, give us a channel each, maybe you'd recommend.
Oh God, I think we might need 3. To be fair, I'd say Bound to Divide been a massive influence on us, and a good friend now of us, and we've had one-to-one lessons over the years as well. That'd be one.
Yeah. So then the other one would be the out of the loop. So that's Lars' channel.
Yeah, Matt Larden. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, some absolutely fantastic tutorials on there around sound design, music production. Really, really good stuff on there.
And then Leo Loretti, another good friend of ours. Again, we've had lessons from Leo in the past as well. Leo taught us a lot of fundamentals on the mixing side of things, which was really useful.
Abstract music.
Yeah. And then the last one would be Anama. We had a lot of coaching from Anama as well.
Namor, yeah. I've seen him pop up on probably Bound to Divide.
Jules is a big fan of Anama. I think they're friends.
Oh no, Anama is Angela Deep.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So did you did lessons with him also? Is that right?
Yeah.
Jeez, I like a couple of his songs. What his song? Yeah, he's big.
Blow the Dust Off Your Soul, I think, is a maybe a quite recent release.
He's big on the modular. He's quite into the modular kind of stuff too. Is that right?
He does. Yeah. He's got some outboard synths and modular stuff. Yeah.
You guys, you're well connected. I'll say that. Like you made some good connections. That's good. Now there's some good channels there to check out, and I'll put the links in the description also. So if you could bring one act out of retirement back from the dead, and it doesn't have to be electronic, this could be anyone because not all about
Okay, so if it could be anyone, for me, back from the dead and out of retirement, it would be Nirvana. I think because Kurt Cobain back from the dead. I mean, and to see him live would be incredible.
Yeah, Nirvana. I was big fan of Nirvana back in the day.
Yeah.
I still love their music now, but obviously they're not producing anymore for obvious reasons. But yeah, that would be a good call. Yeah.
So is that a kind of general consensus?
I think that's a general consensus. Yeah, certainly bringing somebody back from the dead. Yeah,
that's fair. Honestly, I'd come see it with you guys. Get a third ticket.
Yeah.
If you could thank one person who helped you with your music, I think you kind of touched on a few there probably already. But is there anyone else that you'd like to shout out?
I got a personal one for me would be my uncle, who taught me piano when I was a kid, and he's a very accomplished pianist and was inspirational in my younger days. I wish I'd worked harder on piano, but
we all do, Matt. But,
to see what was possible, and to listen, introduce me to classical music, which I love classical music too. So He would be one person.
And I would just say, I'll just go back to the people that we mentioned before that we've connected with and have been very kind to give up their time to help us.
Yeah.
And,
all those folks.
Count those guys as friends now as well.
Yeah,
so.
and there's a few guys on the Discord that we hang out as well. Too countless to name, but say Brentford Leisure, or AKA Mix Warp, or Mason James. Those guys, good.
I mean, he was really helpful, wasn't he?
Mason.
With both of them, with the DJing, because obviously, sort of as a second thing, we sort of tried to, or had to learn to DJ off the back of producing, because we were producers first before we were DJs, and those guys have sort of flipped it the other way. They were DJs first before producers, so we've had a lot of tips and stuff around the DJing elements from some of those guys. And also not only the DJing, but initially when we were first having to produce extended mixes to go alongside some of our releases, we were getting tips from those guys around how to
DJability of songs,
mix.
kind of thing. Kind of like DJability of the tracks, like if it's...
Yeah, exactly, and you don't want too many melodic elements going on in the intro and the outro, so it's easier to mix, and you've got to leave a certain number, like sort of 32 bars, so you've got room for DJs to mix in.
And Mason in particular, I remember he's an Irish guy as well, actually. I'm not sure where he's from, near Dublin somewhere, I think. He got us on to Push. We had a Push, but then we were thinking about doing a live gig, and he's like, just use your Push. And then we had a phone call with him, and he's like, just showing us the ropes. That was like 2.5 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, really helpful.
Yeah, I've seen him in the Discord and stuff a bit too. He's really active in the Discords and stuff, and really positive comments and everything too. I should reach out to him a bit more too, especially with the Irish connection. Maybe I should give him a message. Next question. Great answer so far, guys. Been your favorite moment, favorite moment of your musical journey so far? I think. There's always, just even for me in my own music, like there's moments along the way where it's like you kind of, I guess, what kind of wins or stuff that stands out? Like, what would it be?
I think we spoke about this before, and I think probably unanimously it would be our first live gig that we did. I think because just the buzz of it.
Yeah.
I think afterwards
it was incredible.
It was in a tiny, tiny little cocktail bar that we hadn't even heard of before.
It was packed
in Nottingham. I think it had like a 50 capacity, and it was packed. And it was hilarious because when we were setting up this, the place wasn't even really open, and this stag do were passing by, and they came in and they were sort of dancing to us, sound checking, and then I think that sort of loosened us up, and then our nerves went, and then and then we did the gig, and it went really well.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
Yeah, that was brilliant. But we've had some great moments. I mean, there's I'd say getting the first song signed, I guess.
Oh yeah,
getting a track signed with Sakura, that was a goal of ours. We got
and Monowave, and then Setting Sail as well. It's just really cool.
We've got the tune on Setting Sail that I think tomorrow is going to go over 1 million streams, which I think will probably
Whispers,
be
is that
another.
right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we thought he would do it today, but that yesterday's Sundays are a bit slower, aren't they?
Sundays are a little bit
slower. How much is it short by?
490, sure. But it's doing.
I'll throw down repeating the car going home.
Yeah,
thanks.
But so I mean that was a great moment as well. So I mean, there's been loads.
That's good, guys. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that keeps you going too, doesn't it? Like, you come over a production session where not much is happening. You kind of didn't get somewhere, and then you have those little things that kind of boost you up, like, and keep you going. Like, you look back to those memories, and
And I say add to it as well. We've met so many nice people.
Oh yeah,
and some really good friends. Yeah, like you might see in the video with Triss we did on YouTube, and they call it the Tunnel DJ set.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the kind of funny video you made, like the Walter White thing, the dancing under the thing.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we met him at a nightclub, didn't we? He was DJing.
Yeah, he was DJing. We went to see More.
Yeah.
MAUR. Just because I think it was about a year ago, wasn't it? It was February last year. And because we were doing music and we wouldn't really get out and see that much music or go clubbing that much anymore. Sort of being slightly older and having young families, you don't get the opportunity. But we went for a night out and just got chatting to people.
Yeah.
We got chatting to Tris. We walked into the club. He was playing some really cool music, so ended up speaking to him after his set, and and then we now put on a night in Nottingham that's focused on deep house and melodic house called Deep Underground with Tris. So the three of us promote it together. We play live there. We had one event in October which we sold out, and then we've got our second event which is coming this Saturday.
Yeah, sold out again.
Yeah. So it's actually in a cave, which is really cool.
I saw some of the posts going out. Like, it looks cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Incredible.
The venue's amazing. Yeah, the venue's incredible.
Such a vibe.
Yeah.
And is that going to be recorded as well? Like,
yeah, we're going to try to this time. So last time we did a bunch of footage here and there and stitched it all together. I think this time we'll record the entire set out of the back of the mixer, and then we'll station some cameras, like to film the whole night. And then when we're not performing, we'll do some B-roll, and then we'll make another video out of it.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'd be interested in watching that myself. Like,
cool.
Honestly, if I was in Nottingham, I'd go there, man. That'd be awesome. Next question. What's something you'd like to be better at? I know, Matt, you mentioned the piano there, like not really, or, wishing that you'd tried harder. I think a lot of people probably are like that in a way, but what else? Anything else, or anything you'd jump to mind?
Sound design for me, it's something that I want to find enough time between like producing or finishing a track and just like focus on sound design. It's something I really enjoy doing, but it's such a Pandora's box of stuff. Really want to get more into it. I think it's can aid the workflow loads better. If you can reach for those sounds quicker.
Just a quick one on that there before flip to yourself, Andy. I don't know if it's Bound to Divide or who mentioned it, but I did do the Centaurial.
Yeah,
I got that.
I found it pretty decent. It was a bit of a slog, like a lot of. I didn't finish it.
Yeah,
but I did enough. I found it pretty good. Like, I thought it was decent. But again, there's lots of different ways. I guess you can recreate presets. You can do a lot. But I think they've brought out new versions since. Looked at, but kind of good. Plus the fact you could just use it anywhere. Like, you don't need to be in the studio. All you need is a computer. It's not.
Yeah, next long haul flight or something. That'd be quite.
Yeah,
fun.
Maybe. Yeah. What about yourself, Andy?
Yeah, myself. I mean, for me, I think Matt touched on it earlier, but I think just being able to play piano, I guess, for me, because I can't play piano really, and I think that would be amazing to just be able to play live. I mean, when we do perform live, we generally tweak different bits of the arrangement in the live set, but to be able to actually play
the whole thing
through would be amazing, wouldn't it? That'd be incredible. But
yeah, that's a crazy element that you guys. Like, even for me, I was similar to you in the sense where I produced first, then DJing kind of came a bit after, and then to learning that. But that next step to actual live performance, that's a big one. You know what I mean? Like, just to be able to, because a lot more can go wrong.
When you're doing stuff live, it's quite nerve-wracking until you're into the first couple of tracks. You're like, oh my god, is the MIDI cable going to come out? Is the synth going to crash? The computer going to crash? But
I'll tell you the other thing, so which would be amazing, would be to be able to sing.
Yeah,
if you could sing really well,
maybe you can. Let's try.
Then you could do your own vocals, couldn't you? And
I know you're right about that. That's a big one. That's a big one. I mean, I would definitely tick that box myself too. Like, that's those people who can really sing. That's a massive gift.
Oh, it's incredible. And we've worked with such talented vocalists, and we've
like Lauren Lamont.
Yeah, Lauren Lamont.
She is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I mean, she did a vocal for us on our track Drifting. And she basically sent it across, and it was just ready.
It's like
perfect.
Because she's also a really good producer.
She's amazing producer. She produces under 1111, and she's starting to gain quite a bit of traction now here in the UK.
Yeah,
and
been on Radio 1 several times.
a few times. Yeah, so
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. I think it's probably faster to get better at piano. To be fair.
yeah, it will be.
Yeah, the voice thing. They say most people can be trained. Once you know what your range is and you've had formal lessons, but some people don't need training.
Yeah. The one thing though, I can play a bit of piano myself, and what I find though with our kind of music is different with the live.
Mm-hmm.
The live, I get like playing live, but I think that almost there's so much repetition in melodic house, techno, everything that you're never really playing a big huge piece. You know what I mean?
No.
You might just be playing enough to find that little snippet that you can use, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
I guess it's good for jamming out chords, chord sequences and stuff.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think some of our music, and especially some of the stuff that we got coming out, there's a lot of piano in there, and then kind of leading note melodies on the top of the piano chords, and that it would be cool to play stripped back versions of the song, so take out all the percussion and just play the piano part, and maybe have a singer or something. That'd be another kind of cool thing to do. Yeah,
that would be awesome, right? Like just like a true song, like in a sense, like no fancy production, nothing, just bring it back to the bare bones of the song.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, one music act people should watch out for in 2024.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so I think the main recommendation for this, because I think they have got the potential to be absolutely massive, are Bodies, and they've not released anything yet, but that is Max.
They have an Insta and they have a YouTube.
They have an Insta. They've got a YouTube. But they've got on their YouTube 3 tracks, I think it is, that have been filmed. Really cool video, sort of on top of a high rise in London. But it's MXV who's headlining, incidentally, our night on Saturday. Yeah, Max Venus, and a chap, I think it's Roman Scott, who's the vocalist, and again, absolutely incredible
check them out.
Voice.
Fantastic.
Definitely check those guys out.
They've got a whole album written, right?
Yeah, a whole album written, ready to go. So I'm not sure when the release date is, but it's going to come out this year, and it's got potential to go stratospheric, I think.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah,
they're going to be massive.
Bodies. Okay, I'm going to check it out. So that's a general consensus answer again?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a general consensus. Yeah. There's a few other acts that I guess we could give mentions
to.
Rain,
Yeah, Raine. Yeah. I think he's based in Sweden.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that.
He's a young guy, isn't he? He's like 18, 19 or something.
I think he might be late teens, yeah.
He's done a couple of collabs with La. But he's Matt, La, he's always singing his praises.
He's really good.
He's again very, I think, musically talented, and I think he's got potential to do some really big things as well.
Got a track with Lewin out right now, maybe out last Friday or a couple of weeks ago. Super good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll link them up. Random question. Intro. If you're fighting, you're a boxer.
Oh God.
What is your entrance music? Actually, not just boxing. We'll even roll in wrestling.
Oh God. Random question. So I would say it'd have to be something by the Prodigy. Yes. And it would probably be something like Their Law or No Good Start the Dance.
Oh. Yeah, you got me
there. So something from Jilted Generation, I think.
Oh, yeah. I might have to go for Eye of the Tiger then.
Oh, the classic.
Classic. I don't know, man.
Maybe we could remix.
I'd have to lean towards
mash it up with Prodigy.
I think you could be getting a few boos from the crowd there.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's been so long now it's cool again. But
it's a brilliant film. I love it.
Yeah. Actually, didn't the guy died from it there recently.
He
so that's
did.
actually
He did. The guy played Apollo Creed. Oh gosh, I was reading about him. Forgotten his
Clay
name.
Robinson, is it?
No.
Oh, I got totally butchering the name. That's going to have to come out. I just killed someone.
No, I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But he was in The Mandalorian until recently.
Prodigy's nuts, all right? Like,
yeah,
they were one of the first like influences for me for electronic music. Back in the day when their first album dropped.
Yeah, I remember.
I saw a guy there on Instagram making a remake of Breed, like a techno style.
Oh right.
Oh yeah.
It was actually pretty good. Like, to be fair,
I've just remembered the guy. Sorry, his name's Carl Weathers. Recently passed away. Yeah, absolutely legend.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Him. Fair play. Anyway, it's okay, guys. Nobody watches my YouTube channel, so no issue there. Okay. Piece of advice for anybody just getting into making music.
Get ready for the highs and lows, I would say. When you first start out, you think you've made something amazing, and somebody might tell you that it's not, and you just got to be ready for that, because that's how you learn. That would be a big piece of advice from me.
And I think for me, again, it's probably less about making the music, and I think we touched on it when we were chatting before the interview, but it's networking really, and it's when you were saying being a producer these days is not just being a producer. We've got lots of things going on that we're having to do to get our music in front of people. Yeah. So we run a playlist on Spotify, Emotional Melodic House. Check it out. We're growing the YouTube channel, but nothing actually really beats face-to-face contact. So obviously we were talking about earlier, a year ago, we met with Tris. We're now putting on a night with Tris, and we're working on some of his tracks with him as well. We've met La a few times. He's come over here in the studio and DJ'd, and we put on a night with him. It's just networking and meeting people, and just being friendly and nice to people. And, but also, helpful. As Matt said, asking people for feedback and taking that feedback on board and
getting good feedback, not like, great track, mate. Can you listen to mine now? No, like, proper feedback. And then the last one I would say is, don't do music for the money, and don't do music to please other people. No. Making art of any form is a selfish thing. You've got to do it for yourself. You've got to love what you do, and if other people like it, great.
That's a good point. I think not everybody obeys that advice. To be fair.
Yeah.